talk about something that is totally like in the direct opposite of this thing, and let's talk about luck on Apple TV Plus. Now, Apple TV Plus, obviously, they've been doing the whole thing and they've been trying to get all sorts of different things going on. They're trying to get the kids' shows going. And this is them, essentially, Apple TV's first go at trying to do something in the Pixar realm of things. So they're essentially going, yeah, we want some of that Pixar love. We want some of that. And so they've got John Lasseter on board. John Lasseter, who set up Pixar, he directed the first Toy Story, or the first two Toy Stories, and but he left Pixar under a bit of a cloud where there was some stuff where it was like a sexual harassment suit, which when I read the thing boiled down to he hugged people too much. And and so he left Pixar so that it wouldn't, but now he's back and working in animation. And so in this film, this is one of those films where you have a lady in the film called Sam, and she's an orphan. She's been in orphanages. She's 18 years old, so she's about to sort of like age out of the system, so to say. And she is like the unluckiest person in the world. If there's anything bad that can happen, it happens to her. And so that's why she's when she was going to find her, when somebody was going to come adopt her on the day of the adoption, they sort of pulled on and said, sorry, no, we're not going to do it anymore. She sort of like tries to do a dance while being filmed, and everything falls on top of her head. She goes to her house and she's trying to get she's trying to go to her first day at work, and her alarm doesn't go off right, and when she gets into her bicycle there's a flat tire, and so she just has to deal with a whole bunch of bad luck. But she has a younger friend called Hazel, who is Sam is 18. Hazel looked like maybe she's about 10, and she's also in the orphanage and she's looking to get adopted. And all Sam wants in the whole world is for Hazel to have some good luck, and for Hazel to not have the bad luck she has, and to find her forever family. So one day Sam is sat down somewhere, a black cat comes along. She shares a sandwich with the black cat. And then when the cat walks off, the whole thing of find a penny, pick it up all day long, you have good luck.
Good luck, yeah.
She finds a penny, she picks it up, and then the next morning when she wakes up, everything goes perfectly. So she's the kind of person where usually she tries to get her toaster to work, and toaster doesn't work. When toaster eventually works, she butters the side of the toast, and then the toast always lands, like the toast flies across the room, lands jam side up on the wall, flows down the wall, lands jam side on the floor and everything. But the next day when she has this penny, she does the toaster works. She gets the toast falls out of her hand, but when the toast falls out of her hand, it actually sort of lands perfectly with the non-jam side down on the plate. Then she sort of like flips, hits the plate lands directly in the dishwasher, the toast lands in her hand, and she realizes, oh my god, this really is a lucky penny, it's a brilliant lucky penny. But then, which unfortunately through a contrived series of circumstances, she flushes down the toilet. Then she finds the black cat, and she's just talking to the black cat going, oh my god, I lost the lucky penny. And the black cat turns to her and goes, what do you mean you lost my penny? And she's like, oh, you can talk? And so then it turns out through a whole thing that this cat is actually a lucky cat and lives in the land of luck. And the land of luck is, so think Monsters Inc., where you have a monsters world, and there's a whole other world called the land of luck where you go in there, and she sort of sneaks into the land of luck after the cat, and she's like, I'm not leaving until I get a lucky penny, because I want to give a lucky penny to my friend Hazel so that she can get adopted. So on and so forth. There's a lot of plot for a kid's movie in there. And so it becomes this quest to find a lucky penny in the land of luck to take it back to and then you go in there, you find out about the land of luck. The land of luck is populated almost exclusively with, I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to do it so that it's lucky creatures from different cultures, or the kind of cultures that the kind of creatures different cultures seem to be lucky. There's a whole bunch of leprechauns there. There's a whole bunch of leprechauns. There's a wish dragon, which I know is a Chinese thing. There's a whole bunch of pigs. I don't know which culture sees pigs as lucky, or sees
Vietnamese.
Maybe, and there's a whole bunch of rabbits as well, and I just realized rabbit's foot. I just realized rabbit's foot. So there's a whole bunch of rabbits and in there, and you have. When they go into the land of luck, there's just. I think it's overly complicated. It's not like when you had Monsters Inc. and it was easy saying, okay, this is what goes on, blah 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 blah. But there's so much stuff that they explain about good luck and bad luck, and you put it in the randomizer, and spin it around, and you go to bad luck, and bad luck, everything works the opposite, and you kind of get lost. And they try and make it a big part of the film, but you're like, I'm just gonna ignore that, and then come on to a point where the action starts going again. And it goes on, and I think the longer it goes on, the more generic it becomes, and it's all right. It's all right. It's made for kids, and it's made for kids, like, how you can say, like, in Pixar, it's made for kids, but there's usually like a dual layer where there's a layer that kids get and then there's a layer that only adults get. This doesn't quite have that. I think it's made for kids in sort of like a simple layer. The bit that's supposed to be for adults might be about like, they have this section in bad luck, and there's a whole section about dog poop. Holly says pigs are lucky in Germany and Scandinavia. So and this whole section about dog poop, and like they talk about, okay, dog poop, we have tracked it in the house, and it's all right. But I think in the end, I'll give it a 3. I'll give it a 3. I think the strongest bit of the storyline is the fact that this person, all they want in life is for something good to happen for her friend. And I think that bit is actually quite affecting. It's quite affecting the rest of it. But the cast, I mean, it's got Simon Pegg. He voices the Black Cat. You've got Jane Fonda. Jane Fonda voices a wish dragon. The one thing is that even though I'm not Irish, the accents of the leprechauns are terrible. Are terrible. I mean, and especially because especially because there's a bit where they have these 2 female leprechauns and they're having a chat and they're talking about, we all know Saoirse Ronan, right? And Saoirse Ronan has been in the public eye long enough and been nominated for enough awards for everybody, even though I remember the first time I ever saw the name and I was trying to pronounce it, I was like, Soares? But eventually you know that it's Saoirse, it's pronounced Saoirse. And the fact that this is a film that has obviously had money put in it, has been made by Apple, and they totally murderize the pronunciation of Saoirse, makes me go, you could have done that better. you could have done as just like be better. But the Irish accents are terrible because I think only one Irish person actually voices a leprechaun. The rest are just voice actors, like well-known voice actors like Grey DeLise, who can't do Irish. They do like weird American ideas of what an Irish accent is, and bad. So all in all, I'll give Luck 3. I think it's good. It's a distracting enough watch. I watched it with my daughter because you needed something nice, bright, and colorful to make her sort of chill for a while. And I was like,